What is it like being a Jamaican in Italy? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com. And today on Jamaicans to the World, I talk to Scheol and Emanuel, who are both Jamaicans living in Italy. Welcome, Scheol. Welcome, Emanuel. How are you doing?
Thank you.
Fine. I'll say ciao. I have
Blessed.
to, yeah, to give them a little Italian hello as well.
Well, you're going to be giving me some Italian later on, so get ready.
All right. All right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes.
So, my first question to you, Sheol, is this one. How did you get to Italy?
By ear, not by boat. Like it all started with Emanuel. It would have been better he answered that question.
All right,
But
so let me do this.
because of him, I arrived here. So maybe
let me switch this around because people are seeing two names Miller, and they are brother and sister.
Sisters, yeah.
So we are going to start with Emanuel. How did you end up in Italy, Emanuel?
Yes.
Well, I am ex-dancer, and I lived in New York, and in 1894 I saw an ad where there was audition for dancers in Italy. I have my ex-wife who was here working, and I said to her, I'm coming over. And then I came here, I did this audition, they took me, and I started dancing on the television. I'm a musician also, a percussionist, and an English teacher as well. And that's how it started.
Okay.
I stayed here for like 4 months, went back to Jamaica, and I said, Mom, I think I'm going to go to Italy. No more New York, because it's not my cup of tea. Here it was easier because I was new, Jamaican. And I didn't find Jamaicans here that were living here like musicians. They would come and go, come and go. And I got into the system.
Good. So now let's bring back.
Wait, 1 minute. Let's go back a little bit. In about 92 or 93, I went back to Jamaica, and my sister was doing a competition in I can't remember what was it.
It was a singing competition.
And I said to her, if you win this, and you should win this, I will take you with me in Italy. Promise. She said, yeah, ma, you promise. And I said, no, trust me. I promise you, win this thing. She did.
Oh, congrats.
Yes.
Tastings competition, was it? Yeah?
Yes, I think it was. I don't know if it was Tasties or it was the other one with the beauties. It was like a beauty contest, Emanuel. I don't remember now because it's been 30 years. But anyway, it was a beauty contest.
You were 1 year old, 30 years ago.
Listen, man.
For 1 year old.
No, that's what you think. Then we will talk about the age thing. Anyway. because I look young, that's all. I only look young. But yeah, that was the story. Emanuel was here first, and he started his life in the arts, and so in the arts sector. So then when our parents were still in Jamaica, but our mother wasn't so well, and then in 94 we lost mommy, and then I contacted Emanuel and I said, well, mom said, boy, maybe when I'm not around you should go to your brother. because I've always been singing and was also a part of the LTM, the National Little Theatre movement.
Okay.
And yes, and then in 94, 95, my father and I was the first time we came to visit Emanuel, or maybe Daddy came before, I don't remember.
96.
96.
Yeah.
Yes, and we came to Emanuel's wedding, and we stayed, and that was my first time here in Italy. We did a couple of little shows because he was always moving. My brother is not one to stay still, so he was always traveling all over. So we were like following behind him, and that's how then I ended up here.
So
by visiting.
So I have quite a few questions here because you all opened up
Yes.
like a whole box of questions. But there's one I forgot, because when you talk about tasty talent, and I remember it back in those days, the tasty talent and so on. Which part of Jamaica are you all from? So I'm going to start with you, Scheol. Which part of Jamaica you all are from? And then if you choose to, which school? Because we're passionate about our high schools. So which school you're representing? So
yes,
I start with you.
I was born in Runaway Bay.
Okay.
And schooled in St. Anne's Bay. And then you take your exam, your high school exam, and then I ended up at St. Hilda's High School. That's where I have all. So I must say, as I mentioned the name, thanks to Nikki, our officer, because thanks to her, we're here, because she was the one who wrote me, And
Good.
I must say that, let's say all of my life has been between Runaway Bay and Brownstone. So every day for, I don't know how many years I was traveling between Runaway Bay, St. Anne's Bay, and Brownstone to go to high school. But St. Hilda's and Runaway Bay, well, that's where I was born in a house anyway, because I'm the last of the 10 children. Then Emanuel will tell you.
The wash belly.
The wash belly.
All right, Emanuel. So yeah, I guess I don't know if you're in the same neighborhood, and if which school you representing there.
Who? Speaking to me?
You, yes.
Oh, well, I went to Ocherius Secondary School.
Okay.
And then I went to Brownstone Community College.
Okay.
And after my exams, I tried to do some A-levels at George's, but it was extended. George's extended, so I went in the evenings.
Right.
And I did, and then I said, Dad, I'm sorry. Studies is not for me. Do I want you to be a lawyer? I said, I started out really the dancing with a dear friend of ours, which is no longer around, Miko Blanco. And we went to the hotels to do shows. And that's where I started dancing. People used to say funny things. I didn't care. I knew what I wanted. You could say what you want, as long as you don't touch me, because I'm very, very, very silent, but don't get me across.
Yeah, because in those days, seeing men dancing is always a problem. So Jamaicans never really accepted. I think they were not very open to seeing male dancing, doing things that female would do.
Right.
But it is everything I consider like an experience. So it was a good experience.
And times have changed, and I think one of the things we now realize is some people are more artistic and not academic. I think we have gone through a phase like that where we all wanted to be lawyers, doctors, pilots. For me, I wanted to be a pilot.
But you look like a pilot too, Yes, you look like you a pilot.
Director.
Well, the chemistry and the physics and them thing that lick me for six. So
Okay, okay.
so let me get into to Italy now. And you guys have been there for quite a while. Tell me a little
Yes.
bit about the people there. What are the people like? And I'm going to start with you from your experience, Scheol. What are the people like? And then I'll go to you, Emmanuel, after.
Emmanuel.
Cool.
And he can tell you more because he has been here much more than I have. I was writing down a few things because I sometimes the brain goes and you get older and you don't remember what you have.
No, 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 no.
You don't remember.
Stop for a second. Your brain gets more efficient. What happens
Oh,
is, what happens is things that are not very important at the moment, they go
goes
away.
or they take a
Yeah,
walk.
And the
yeah,
things
yeah.
that are important bubble to the top. The brain gets more efficient.
Okay, I love that expert. You see, you were moving from a pilot to a bank director to a psychologist. Okay, Italy. I came here to sing. That was my main objective. To come here to sing. The people, everything about Italy, I love. I love everything about Italy. It's a cultural place. It's, let's say, very famous for their heritage because Italy is an architectural company. Sorry, architectural country. Everything here is was made in from the Roman Empire, the 18th century, and maybe before, also before. But what I love about the people is that Emmanuel can also confirm this, is they are a family, a very close kind of family people. They are people will stay at home until them is all 60 years old, with them parents. So they are like that. That they love their togetherness. They are very, very, very together, and it's I don't know how to
I hope I won't get in trouble, but I think it's
So Emmanuel
um,
might be able to express it. Finish the express.
I think it's a cover up because you don't want to take your responsibility
man.
because
No.
most of them are not like that. Most of them, but the ones that stayed until they're 50, man, I think it's because they don't want to take the responsibility to go out. Stays at mama's skirt tail and don't move. I hope
But
they forgive
because
me.
no, but
I hope they forgive me.
no, because I think that it is part of their culture. They are like that. But because like us Jamaicans know, I mean, Jamaicans will want to go leave home by the time they're 17, 18 because they have to go to college. And, maybe they come back and look for mommy and daddy, but they have their own place. But I think that Italians, they just love the fact that at home there is mom and dad and the grandparents and everybody get together and
The
and they're
generation, the generations idea.
I will touch a button there and I repeat. I hope they forgive me. Parents here. Um, the one thing I don't like about the parents here is that they give their children a heavy load to carry. I gave you this. I suffered and did all the sufferation. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't do this. I didn't travel just to send you to college and make you get through to university. And if you say, okay, I'm leaving, no, you can't. You have to pay me back. And I think it's not right. But as I said, I hope they forgive me. That's the only thing I
but
don't like.
So
But
let's say that 60%.
they're very family-like and loving. Some
listen,
places.
let me ask you all this question. I believe you are married, Scheol, right? Are you married
Yes.
to an Italian? And
Married
Emmanuel,
to
you married to an Italian?
Yeah, yeah.
married to an Italian. Each of us, our well, Emmanuel's wife comes from a different place from my husband's. So it. And then this is another thing about Italy. In Italy, they are divided. So you have the south and you have the north and you have the people in the center of Italy. So everybody, have a different way of thinking about each other. So, for example, we are in the north of Italy, and for example, my husband comes from the south. The people in the north, they don't really like the people. It's like, Jamaica, where you say, okay, I come from
Uptown.
uptown.
And
I come
you're downtown and then you have the ghetto, you know?
yeah, like that. Because I remember when I used to go to school. But you brown girl, oh, you're so brown. Where you come from? No, yeah, just like that. So it's kind of like that kind of situation. Yeah, but my husband is from the south, where the south people are considered people who don't want to pay taxes, people who don't want to work, people who don't respect the law. But I must say that, in my opinion, I've been there, but they are one of the most warmest people I've ever
Oh,
met.
very, 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 very,
So,
very welcoming.
Yeah.
But
so,
it's not true. The fact is, if in the South, there are less opportunities,
Oh, yes,
but they
always.
are very, very, very bright and very good. But there are no
Not
opportunities that they can get into because of
not
this
a lot.
segregation.
Not
what
a
type of
lot.
what type of segregation you're talking about?
This,
Okay,
you're
that
from
type
the
of
South.
segregation. The north,
You're
the
from the
uptown,
South.
downtown, or
Yeah,
south,
yeah.
that.
Let's say racist
Okay,
Yeah,
against
okay.
the
because it
South.
is. It is. At the end of the day, it is considered in the bag of racism, because
Yeah,
they are being racist against their own kind. Yeah, this does exist here.
Mm. And
but
They're fighting against it, but you know what? These people are also hardworking, because in the north, where you have
yeah,
all these factories and all these industrial places,
industries
if you check them out, most of the people that are working inside of them comes from the south.
come from the
At the end
South.
of the day, also, they are the most hardworking people
so
in
for
Italy.
you open up, you talked about racism there. Have you guys, experienced it over, just because you're black there? How has that been?
It has been hard in the
Mm,
beginning for
mm,
them to open the door and let you in.
mm,
But the thing I must say to you, Africans as a whole are
right.
not well looked upon here. When I
Mm,
said I'm Jamaican, I'm not from Africa. Wow, Jamaica, Bob Marley,
Yeah.
ganja. And I said, yo, we have beautiful women, nice beaches, nice mountains, and places to see. Come after that.
mm,
And, that's the first impact you get.
mm.
But being Jamaican, it is easier.
It opens in
Yes.
quite a few of and it's sad, in quite a few of
It
the
is.
interviews I've
It
done.
is.
I've heard the same thing where they say, once you say you're Jamaican, it opens the door. But if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
African, they look down on Africans, not realizing we're all Africans.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
exactly.
I do
Exactly.
hear this from time to time, and it's very sad when you hear it. But it's been a theme that I've heard.
It is. And what I noticed, that they divide also the Africans, because maybe if you're from the French side, the French speaking side, maybe you're looked on in a different way. Maybe the Nigerians are different from the Senegalians, and
Senegalian.
and and then the people from Ivory Coast is looked at in a different way. The people from South Africa is looked at in a different way. So it
Yeah,
depends on
different.
where it depends on where they're
Where
from.
you come from?
Because if you come here and maybe they see you dressed and you look differently,
Right.
some people will look at you and ask you, oh, but are you African? And if you
Where you
say,
from?
yeah, no, maybe they say, because I thought you were from Ethiopia. And I said,
I see.
okay, but
Yes, I
what's
am.
the what's
You know,
the
when
what's the difference? What's the difference?
I visited some years ago, and I didn't. And again, it was a short visit, probably maybe 5 or 6 days in
Yeah,
Italy. I went to Venice, and
yeah.
then took the train to Rome. But I found the people to be very friendly. I remember one moment when we were lost in Rome, and this old lady came up, didn't speak any English, but she saw that we were lost.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they're like that. They're like that.
you'd think, as an older person, she's there trying to help and trying to find somebody to help us. She was looking hard for somebody to help us.
But
And I never forget that experience there. Let's talk a little bit now about food.
I
So,
was just gonna say that to them. I can't get Aki here.
so, so we're not going to talk about Jamaican food just yet. Let's talk about Italian food. And I'm going to start with you, Emmanuel. If you were to say to me, Xavier,
I'm good thing.
apart from the pizza and which tastes very different, very,
Yeah,
very different from
very, very, very so.
very different. And the spaghetti and meatballs and all the things that we say from there. What would be that one thing? And well, you're gonna have some time to think about this, but
Well,
starting
I
with
know mine because him is a vegetarian. So
what would be well good? It can give some type of vegetarian suggestion. What would be that one thing you'd say? Try this if you come to Italy.
Well, I don't have a name of the dish in my head, but I always do rasta pasta,
Okay.
which it is been done now in various restaurants. Because wherever I go, I always say to them, I want a rasta pasta. And they say, what's that? Give me some greens and some carrot and some corn with the pasta. Don't just give me pasta and that's it. So I would say that. But if you should go, there are many vegetarian
the
restaurants here.
Yeah.
And there's a place here that you can get idle food.
But here where?
So,
Sorry, where you live?
Torino.
Okay.
Torino, what are you talking about?
So,
Yes, a guy.
I was a bad host. I didn't ask. I just said Italy, and I
No,
should
me,
have said
me a
where
lot
where
of
Italy
time.
you
I
are, right?
love him of a time, because where him live different from where I live.
And where you live.
I live in a place called Alba. It is, they call it the Le Lange. So if you ever hear anybody talking about Lange, they talk about the wine area
Where
and
the wine come from?
the
That's the
truffle
place to go
area.
to.
So
Good wine.
that sound like the area that my wife would love to visit, and quite a few people. The wine area.
Good wine. Good wine. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
my place smaller. I'm just joking with Emanuel because I know that he's from a big city. Turin is very, is a bigger city.
And I heard about it.
Much more things.
Which was once the capital of Italy.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
Before Rome, Torino was the capital of Italy.
So Scheol, your food. What you say? If you come to Italy, you must try this.
Boy, me not tell no lie now. You need to go to Napoli.
Yes.
But the first thing I'm going to tell you, no, this is just the first one. The first thing, you just need to go to Napoli. You get to the Naples, as they call it, or you go to Napoli and try the pizza as it is, because it is totally different from
Anywhere else. Anywhere else.
Yes.
Then you must try the lasagna. That well, this is something I have to tell them. Lasagna with how can I say, with minced meat, but everybody do it different. But I think the basic lasagna is with minced meat and Parmesan cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how you say sotiletti. I'm forgetting my English. How you say
Uh,
Don't worry about that, because you know
like
what?
sliced cheese, sliced
So,
cheese
sliced cheese.
with
so,
pasta. Yes, with the long pasta. Okay.
so I have a question, because I was watching both of you all, and it's my language question, really. I'm going to. Okay.
Yes.
Um, I believe you both have mastered the language, because I'm seeing a thought process before
Yes.
you respond. Okay. So now you may even be dreaming in Italian,
Yes.
but I
Yeah.
can see you're thinking about, well, how do I
Yes.
translate this back to English at this point
Yes.
in time? So is that the
You
correct
know
way?
why also? Because I think we're also teaching English to Italians. And well, Emmanuel teaches not only to Italians, but Emmanuel teaches also to foreigners, to other foreigners like Chinese, Indians, or people from Pakistan or Africa. No, Emmanuel. So
Yeah, yeah.
he has a more cultured classroom than I do. I basically have Italians,
Mm,
and so starting what happens to me many times is that I forget the word. Forget the word. I forget the word, and I have to be,
This
you know,
this happens, but she will get
this
over it.
is this
This
is
happens
terrible.
because she's been here not for 12 years now. And it will
What?
get, when you get to 20,
23,
when you get to 20,
23. No,
when you
Emmanuel.
get to 20, then there's that click where you can switch like this. You know? I will
Emmanuel.
have a problem.
Emmanuel. 23 years. That's how long I'm here.
so
I know, but you have been on and off for 3.
so I know you both are in the entertain. You do
Yes.
in the field. You
Yeah.
play music and so on. And I believe, Scheol, you sing. Do you sing in English or do you sing in Italian?
Okay. I even hate speaking in Italian, so I will not sing in Italian. But I like it. If I know, sometimes I have to think about some of the songs that I hear. Maybe the old Italian singers that I would love to take one of their songs and redo it. But I sing in English. I started out with Emmanuel with reggae Latino, and we really traveled a lot. We even went to Dubai, and we took all this Jamaica to Dubai. We took Jamaica all over Italy
Europe.
with yes with
Also
yes that's
Europe.
right, also Europe, because we went also all Austria, Switzerland, and all over. And unfortunately, I was at a concert. I must tell this very quickly. I was at a concert once where I was doing backing vocals just before Wilson Pickett died. I don't know if you know the blues singer. Just
Mm.
before he had a plane accident, and Wilson Pickett was here in Italy. He had his concert. They called me to do backing vocals with this other girl from America. And a saxophone player saw me and asked me, "But do you sing by yourself?" And I was saying, "No, no, I was by myself. No, always with my brother or or with another girl or." And he said, "Wouldn't you like to try with a blues band? Because I see you kind of have the style too." And that's how I ended up. I said, "Okay, yes." Then I went. I met this family. All the family plays something. All the children, the father, the mother,
The
the son,
sun.
everybody. So I ended up in this family, and I started singing the blues. And the more I sang it, is the more I liked it,
And that's how I lost her.
and that's how
So so reggae's lost and the blues gain.
Yeah.
No, no,
But
she
not
still
only,
comes if I have a show and I need her, I call and she will come.
yes,
But
yes.
Okay.
we're not together as a group anymore. She has her group, I have mine, but we still, keep that thing together.
Connect. Yes, we
Okay,
still connect. But mine, but I not only because Emmanuel did everything. He does everything. Plus, he does the DJ. But I also did disco music. You know, I recorded some disco music in the studio,
yeah,
and
yeah.
all of
They
this,
should be on YouTube.
all of this started in Jamaica. You know, Xavier.
Wow.
all of this started all this
Wow.
started because I used to hang out with Tony Gold and Brian, and there was also, what's his name,
It will come back.
Bennett, Michael Bennett. But maybe all these people, I don't know how young, maybe you're too young to know these people.
You putting me, you see them turn around now and interviewing me.
No,
So,
but my all of this started back in those days with Cheryl Franklin, and all, and the pantomime, or everybody with Dorothy Cunningham
one,
and Oliver
one of these days,
Samuels, and yeah, it
wow.
all started there. It all started there.
One
Yes.
of these days I'll tell my story about but this is about you all, but auditioning for the pantomime. But that's another day.
But just tell me, were you in the pantomime when there was
But
the
they didn't put us in. But wait, with who? Sorry, I'll let you finish.
you didn't got in?
They didn't have any parts for young people. I was still in high school, and they said, was it the Pirates something? I can't remember the name of that pantomime.
Yeah,
Pirates something, I remember. And we did get through the audition. It was me and two other guys.
but
And
you
they
remember
said,
the
if we have
year?
a part for you, we will call you all. But they never had anything for children. So
But there was still Barbara Gluden. She was still the, you do remember, she was still around.
don't remember. I just remember being on stage
This
and
is just to say that you're too young.
That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, man.
probably around that.
Just
So
Uh,
joking.
So let me ask you this question. You all are, married. Emmanuel, I know you have kids.
Can I interrupt you,
Yes.
please? I took up Emmanuel's space. I want to leave him the space to talk about his music,
Oh
because
yeah.
I took
no,
away
okay.
I took away his space, and I don't want to.
No, no. Cool, sis. No problem.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you do in terms of music.
Me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I am a percussionist, and I have a little group here. I try to sing, but I'm not a singer. I am more a DJ. I also do DJ work. Most of what I do now is disco music, because there are not many places here where you can do reggae. But
Mm.
I also drop in a couple of my thing in it. I've done some records. What else? I have traveled all over. I played for many famous groups. That's it.
All right.
And
All right.
I'm trying to keep my head out of the S shit, because with this COVID thing, we're all down.
Yeah.
Right.
We're,
Right.
Yeah.
we're experiencing our third lockdown, and it is so sad. Today they closed all the schools. So
Oh
Yeah.
man.
next week, yeah,
Oh
and,
man.
we're facing this lockdown. But that's another story. I just wanted to add a little piece to what Emmanuel said, when Emmanuel said that it's here in Italy. It's really and it's the same thing again with the south and the north and the south. If you go to the south of Italy, in places where the place where they call like Puglia, because I'm sure you know Albarossi. He is one of the first Italians who took reggae here. So he's one of those first reggae group. No, or maybe not, Emmanuel. I don't know if there was one
No, it wasn't.
first Italian who started singing reggae, maybe, or
Well,
they
let's say in Patois.
in yes, the guy really, and then now he's living in Jamaica. So he moved from Italy to there, and where he's from, which is a place called Puglia, which is always in the south,
The
is a
South.
place where it's one of the only places that if you want to do reggae, you can find a lot of places there. But here in the
Yeah.
north, as when Emmanuel was saying, it's really hard if you want to play, if you want to go dance reggae in a club. No, in this part of Italy, that doesn't exist because they connect reggae with smoking the weed and
Mm.
people drinking and getting
Being yaga yaga. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Being yaga yaga.
Very stereotypical. Very stereotypical it sounds.
And they associate you with this.
yes.
Mm.
So there are times when someone would come to me and say, "Give me a spliff now," and I said to him, "Do I look like I smoke to you?" "Well, all Jamaicans smoke, man. Don't worry yourself."
That is
And I
another thing.
said, "Well, if you think so, keep your thought. Don't ever
Mm.
say hello to me again because when you came first, you didn't even ask me, how are you? You know,
Mm.
the first thing you asked me is, give me a smoke now." So I
Yes.
said, this don't work. How are you? Well, be all
Mm.
right, you know, give me a smoke now. Leave me alone.
The thing is
And,
that
you know,
associate.
you have to face this because you're Jamaican
Yeah.
here.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
think almost everywhere else. But at the end of the day, you just brush your shoulder off and go on because you know what you're all about. You know,
Exactly.
you don't have to really. But
Engaging.
it looks bad because people associate it with you. I would
Mm.
go to a place to ask for a job, and they would say, "I hope you don't take your friend them here, you know, the one that we do this and bad behaving." And I said, "How can you judge me looking at me? How do you know
Yeah.
my friends? How do you
Mm.
know my followers?"
Mm.
And they go, "Well, with the Jamaican music, it always take this kind of thing." You know, so
Mm. Very sad. Very
yeah,
sad.
It,
but you go on, you go on. No,
it
no,
is.
no.
It is.
So,
It's the same thing when you go to look for a house, like you go look for a house to rent.
mm.
Renting it in the area where all the black people live is okay, but you try and see if you're going to rent a house in an area where all the white people live, as we call them, and where the Italians live. They start asking you for a contract. They start asking you for a lot of they need reference. So
Mm.
it is not so easy. Also, it's true what Emmanuel is saying, and they make you feel like, hello, you don't even know me. You don't know where. I mean, don't
Judge
tag me.
me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't tag me, please,
Wow.
because I don't
Mm.
tag you. Italians are not let's say different from the rest of the world. No, Italians are human beings, and so are we.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So, but
So,
they are
Oh,
I don't know. Emmanuel might agree with me. I must say that Italy is quiet. Italy is a quiet country. It's not. You don't have a lot of uh how can I say, criminality, unless you go to the areas where the people are really dying for hunger. So
I
and
see. Right.
you
And
but you
not.
know, you don't touch that. That's because you live in a country. When you live in the city, another thing. But we go
yeah,
on, sir. Go on.
so,
Leave that was the thing, man. Jamaica, man, talk about. Mr. Jamaican food, me tell the brethren. Me I tell
so,
you, man.
so let me ask you this question because again, you guys have been there a while, ingrained in the culture, married in Italians. In terms of what do you have experienced as maybe um a culture clash, your Jamaican culture and the Italian culture, and you're like, this is a clash for me. I mean, and again, maybe you don't experience it, but maybe you have it. I'm going off the script. I'm going off my typical script, but I'm always interested, especially when it comes to marriages. I'm always interested in that.
No,
So,
it's there.
Sheol,
Yeah.
I'm going to start with you, Sheol, because I see you shaking your head. So let's start with you.
No, it's hard to explain, but I got married to what we call one of the places in the south called Calabria, which the Calabrians are known to be very jealous people. When you walk into their
Mafia too,
door,
mafia too. But good ones. Go on,
no,
sorry.
mafia in Jamaica too. I love my Jamaican mafia people. Let them see. So anyway, we walk when you walk through their doors, the doors closed because they are so jealous. They want you for them. They don't want to share you with anyone. And worse now, you have a Jamaican who is married to one of them. So that's even worse. So nobody is supposed to look at her. Nobody's supposed to do this. So that part of the, at least they
So
said,
back up, because there is something you just said, this which I have to dive in a little further. And Emmanuel, I soon come to you. But
That's
you
cool,
said
cool.
it sounds like because your husband is married to a Jamaican, you're on an extra level of being, you can't look at her. Is that what I'm hearing?
because here Jamaicans don't really exist anywhere. They are considered special people, and because his friends would say, well, where you find her? And then people would come to me and say, you don't have a friend, man. But I said,
Okay.
sorry, because
So,
you know what?
so single ladies watching this, the
I
Italian
hope not.
men have a
Yes,
shortage of
if you
Yeah,
Jamaicans.
call,
man.
they
So
have a shortage.
Yes.
I'm just
Yes.
making that announcement, and we'll get to the men in a bit. We'll get to the men in a bit.
No, it's true because Xavier here, Emmanuel will confirm. I have one girlfriend, one Jamaican girlfriend. She lived near to Angela. She. I don't even know if she was really born in Jamaica. She was born from Jamaican parents in the States, in the US. But I have one Jamaican friend here. She's near to a place. I don't know what you call it. Pescara, Emanuel. Yes, it's anyway. It's
Yeah.
near the same.
Um,
It's near to Rome. It's near to Rome, and that is it. Another Jamaican girl, I don't know. I've never met one. I don't know if they're here or they're not here. Once I tried to build a Facebook page to, Jamaicans in Italy. It's like some people don't want to other people to know that they are here, or they want to keep themselves privately. They don't want to, but Jamaicans are private anyway. They
Yeah.
are. And they don't like leaving their country. So they are, but I know that if you
No. Don't like leaving there. What you say?
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase
Because
that. They,
I
they
can.
don't like going too far. Them don't like going too far.
Well, I don't know if you've been watching this series, but them Jamaica and trust me,
everywhere.
Yes, them
trust
is all over. But maybe you will find two. Maybe you'll find 10 in Argentina, five in Germany,
Okay.
three in Austria. But I mean, you won't find like you like in
You have to,
America or
you have to do
UK.
your homework. You have
Right.
to do your homework, baby.
Yes.
Sister, you have to do your homework.
So
But
so
anyway, the problem
the
is that
cultural thing.
here we need some Jamaicans here. Girls, come! I am telling you, come to help.
So from a cultural perspective, that's your experience. I'm going to jump over to Emmanuel, and
Yes,
you
yes.
tell me now, from a you're married to an Italian. Is there any, cultural clashes, any type of cultural experiences? And maybe there isn't, but let me hear it from you.
Me?
Yes.
Well, yes, I have faced some. But the thing is, like she said before, it's family like here. So the family has to be sure that you are not a bad boy, and then they will let the lady out. if you're taking her from the house. If you find her outside, it's different. But if you're taking this lady out of her house, then you have to go in and let you know.
Right.
Well, my in-laws first saw me after a year and a half dancing on the television. And my wife said, when she wasn't my wife then, she said, "That's him, Mama. That's the man I'm going out with."
Oh, so wait. So did they know she was going out with a Jamaican man, or they didn't even know that?
Well, they know she had a friend because
Okay.
she was my assistant. Dance when I was teaching dancing, she was my assistant, so they knew that she knew me, but they
Okay.
never met me.
I
So
see.
when she said that, after a while, I said, "Okay, I'm coming to your house to meet your parents." And I
I see.
went there and I asked for her hand, if I could stay with her, married her, and this. And they looked at me like, Italian people that don't do this? Where you come from? And I said, "I'm Jamaican. We're used to the old fashioned. Gentlemen in Jamaica are very gentle. You have good boy too, but you have gentlemen will go in and say, can I marry you? But if you meet her outside, really them thing there.
Different story.
Different story. But she was
Listen,
inside. She was still living with her parents. And I had to go and
this conversation has been flowing so well. I have actually gone over what I
Over
typically
your
do
time.
in terms of time. It's not you.
okay.
It's not
I,
you. It's
I know.
me,
I
because the conversation has flowed so
But you
well.
can cut some things out.
And
we have to do it
no,
again.
no,
Sorry, let me just finish this.
yes.
The only cultural clash that I found here was just the difference of growing kids. I would say, leave her to cry, my little daughter, Make she cry, man. When she finishes, she can tell me why she crying. And mom would go and say, "Well, no, I have to take care of her. Baby, stop it." And I said, "No, we grow children different. Make she go rough up herself. She drop and you're running to pick her up. No, man, leave her, make she get up herself. Because she will never learn how to get, uh, let's say, independent
Right.
before being an adult. So
See. I
teach them
see.
to cook. My daughter could cook when she was 7.
Oh, wow.
Make your bed. And my wife is saying, she would have time for that. And I said, "No, man, she will do it now." So when she get big,
Yeah, that's how,
well, I
because
won't get
maybe
into it, but some,
that's how we were grown up to. That's how we were
yeah,
grown up to, because you go to school, you come back from school, you take off your socks, you wash your socks, you clean your shoes, you get your uniform ready for the day after. So we were always there
here, none of
helping
that. Mama
parents.
do everything for you.
Here
So,
no.
You have the
right.
button fly off, and you say, I used to pay my sisters. I grew up with 6 sisters. I pay my sisters because my brothers were older than I am.
Mm.
And I used to pay them to sew on my button, and I would say, "Mama, look, this happened," and she said, "Do it yourself. Why are you telling me that?" So I would go to them and said, "I will give you a piece of, when I used to eat meat, I give you a piece of chicken leg. Do this to me now," and they would do it. Right? Here you don't
Bribing,
find.
you're bribing them.
Yeah, here you don't find that. Mama is
So,
always doing everything.
so I'm gonna,
That's a cultural thing that I
I'm gonna
found here.
switch up
Yeah.
just a little bit. And
Yes, I know that your time running out.
no. Listen to me. There's no time running out. I'm just saying the conversation has been so good. There's just so much rich information. I'm not rushing this. I'm not rushing this.
I
Okay.
have a lot of things that I did not say, but it's
I am not rushing it. So I'm just saying it's
That's
just been so excellent in terms of the conversation. And so my next question, or my next area I wanted to touch on, is visiting Italy. If I was to visit Italy, and it don't necessarily say in the tourist areas, what would be something you say you have to experience this? It could be anything from an event. It could be from how they do a specific ceremony. I remember speaking to one person and say the ceremony for this is just totally different than you see it anywhere else. Or it could be a place. It could be the sunset, that a
one
sunset at
place.
this location. But what would be that one experience you would say if you come to Italy and you can do this, please experience this. And I'm going to start with you, Scheol, and then
Okay.
Emanuel jump in after.
The first place I would advise someone to go to would be to walk up in that leaning tower. They call it Pisa. It is something astonishing and amazing because you are walking in a place that's lean, that's, you know,
Yeah.
slant. So I would say try to walk in that place and express your emotions, because it's very emotional walking in a place that is not standing straight.
Okay.
What emotions do you feel walking in a place for the first time? And the fact that the story that they tell you is that it started sinking by the time that they arrived at the third floor. And the thing is, like, I don't know, I don't remember if it's like 10 or 12 or 15 floors high. So can you imagine it started sinking? So that means that if you go in, you start walking even down in the ground. You're going down in the ground. So one of the places that I would recommend is Pisa, and then another place I would suggest that they go to see is the um they call it the five. How can you say the five lands? The Cinque
Yeah.
Terre is like five
Different
small
cuts in the same place.
five small islands in the same place. So
Mm.
they call it in English, I would say the five lands, but in Italian it is the Cinque Terre.
And
Mm.
that's where most of the street artists, painters
Okay.
live. And it's wonderful. It's beautiful to see, especially the paintings
Yeah,
that you would say, this is real. And yes, because you can stay there and see him or her painting. It's
Mm.
beautiful.
yeah.
So it would what would your recommendation be? That same recommendations or anything to add, Emmanuel?
I would go to Verona, to the auditorium, that open arena where they play music. It
Uh,
is open. There's no roof.
Mm.
And believe me, there's an acoustic that you can't believe. It's natural, but it's an open theater
yeah,
arena, you know,
yeah.
and
Awesome. Awesome.
auditorium where you go and see a concert. So
Okay.
if you could get a chance to go there to listen to a concert, do that, because you will be amazing to hear that there's the sound that's there. It's so clean.
Natural.
Yes, doesn't matter where you're sitting. It's beautiful. I would say that. And then in the hills to get some wine, do that.
You can call me. Call
you're
me.
you're you're up there. The Jamaican ladies who need to be there need to call you and get the wine up there. And the men are looking for these precious Jamaican women.
Please do, because you
Sorry,
know
I should
what?
say something. There's a friend of mine. Um, his name is Junior. We call him Ziki. He's from Jamaica, who lives in a place called Modena. There
Oh,
are a group of guys who live there, and one drive a truck, one is a DJ, one is a singer, the other one is a gardener, and they're from Jamaica, and they're from different places, Hanover, Negril, Westmoreland, and he was trying to get us together, Jamaicans all over, like Scheol
yeah,
said.
yeah.
It was difficult because some people, you call them and said, "Oh, can we get together?" My brother don't think they are, man. Just leave me alone. We don't get together. Think like Jamaican, them stay. And this is bad. You know, we
Mm.
have to do better. We have
I'm
to do
laughing,
better.
but I'm
We have to
laughing,
get
but
together as Jamaicans. And he
Well,
was trying. And
yeah.
anyway,
well,
you
I
know,
didn't know
to
he was
Ziki.
still.
I
I
do
didn't know
hope.
he was still here. I had no idea he was still here. I
Huh?
thought he
I
left.
do,
I had
I
no
do.
idea you were still here. Okay.
No, he's still
Sorry,
here.
sorry.
He's still here.
No,
He's
no,
still
no. I
here.
was saying I do hope, if any of the Italians any of the Jamaicans in Italy see this, know that you guys are more than open to let's try and
Yeah,
formalize,
man. Have a thing.
together. Because in some places I know they'll do once a year. They say, once a year we're going to meet up and celebrate the
Yes,
independence
it
together.
would be nice. It would be
Yeah.
really nice.
Almost all the ethnics that are here, they do it.
Right, right.
Especially on the Independence Day.
Yes,
They'll get together and do a big,
Yeah,
you know,
barbecue and
together
yes,
in the park. It's
yes.
true.
Jamaica. Why,
Well,
It's
well,
sad. It's sad. It's sad.
well, well, again, it all could depend on where you are too. So, I know you all are
we're,
saying,
we're scattered over. We're scattered over, you
right.
know,
So,
but we can
but
keep the link. We can
exactly,
get the link. Just the link. But even this thing here, may have a drink and say, cheers, brethren,
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
we chat little. Right? We as
Yeah.
a Jamaican in Italy is chat little.
or
There you
knock some ball, knock some dominoes here.
You kept telling you.
go, man. I
But
have my every
it's like that. It's like that. I
when I was
know
coming.
everybody has their own dish or plate at the end of the day, but you can't tell me you don't have 10 minutes out of a month, 10 minutes just to heal up each other.
Yeah, it's true.
We try, we try
Well,
to do this, but
let's hope this is a start. I'm winding down with my questions, and the one I have is it's a scenario. You get off, you're flying to Jamaica, you get off the plane. What is the first thing you're doing or eating or going once you land? What is that thing you are doing? I'm going to start with Emmanuel, and then we'll go to you.
we're talking about Jamaica.
Yes, yes. You land. What's the first thing you're doing? Are you
Coming
going
from Italy,
The
coming from
first thing
Italy.
I do,
coming from Italy?
yes,
Okay.
I come off the plane. If I can get to the ground, which is not regularly, but because I have to go to the tunnel. But when I go outside, I take a deep breath,
Okay.
a deep, deep breath, and
All right.
smell my country again. Touch the earth with my 10 fingers and go and keep that thing. I say, this is Jamaica, man. The Lord will miss you. And that's it. Then the first thing I would go for is some actual stew. Because here, some ingredients you can't find to put in it, but I try to do my own. It's not the same. I don't know if this is true for everybody, but I realize even if I'm taking something from Jamaica to Italy, it don't taste the same way. Me not lie to you. It don't taste the same way. It does not have the same taste. You have to be in Jamaica to eat it. And the same thing they said here,
Yeah.
if you go to Napoli and you drink a coffee, take the same coffee from Naples to Torino, it don't taste the same way.
Not even the pizza. The
There's
same.
that water that gives the flavor from the land, from the earth, that changes everything.
Mm.
And my father said to me, if you feel good, excuse me, ladies, with a lady for one night, you're with her, don't think of it the second time you be with her, that you're going to feel the same way. Because your headspace and your mood is different.
Right. Right.
So don't think about enjoying your meal like you do in Jamaica, in Italy. Because when I get to Jamaica, it's like, finally. But when I get here, it's like, yeah, I'll eat you tomorrow, don't worry. It's not the same urge you have.
I see.
That's
So,
it.
well, what would that be? What's that in that scenario?
I'm very sad right now after all of that. Because I must say, it sounds strange, but it's 16 years I have not been home. After we lost our parents, after my father died, I never ever went back home. So for me, is doing everything that I can possibly do as I step off the plane, meaning drop on the ground and roll and shout. And people looking at me like I'm crazy. Anything, cry because it's 16 years, you want to go home. And then after I got married, my husband and I decided, we planned every single year, we planned that we're going to go, something happens and we can't go. So I mean, the first year that we had planned to go, then he lost his grandfather, then his mother died, and then the COVID came. So hopefully in another 2-3 years, because let's wait and see, everybody's being vaccinated, so let's hope that I will be able to go home, because I would like to take him. I feel that since I have learned his culture, he needs to learn mine.
Okay.
Because this was a point I wanted to put in with the culture clash thing. If your partner don't know where you come from, the marriage not gonna work, or the relationship not gonna work. That is what I think. I think that the person, yes, he will watch what is going on. Yeah, him love the reggae, him see the people, but it's different when you go down there. When you're there and you start speaking with the people, and the people them looking at your face, and my girlfriends then will look at him and say, "Ma, where you find that husband, the man?" And you just say, "Yeah, you have to come here, you have to come here." So I'm thinking that, if I take him home, they might steal him,
Well, they better do your job good enough. Because do your job good, because if not, then go and take him where.
They might just steal him.
Okay.
But my friends will say, no. When him come here, we're going to sit him down and talk to him and make him understand. Because people will look at you and they say, me know my wife, because she do this and she do that. But to know the person, in my opinion, you have to cut the vein and go and see the blood running out. You have to touch it. You have to touch the root of the person, where the person is coming from. You have to speak to the people, walk on the road, because people don't understand Jamaicans. People will see Jamaicans even on the television, or and them see them make up them face. So we Jamaicans sometimes, even if nothing happen to me, we make up with face. Screw face. And people think say you're angry. No, people think say you're angry. But we're not angry. It's just our expression. And maybe it's
Yeah.
So you make a good point. I think it opens the door for him to see the culture and the people expressions and so on. That's a good point. I never looked at it that way, but that's
thinking of Xavier. I can tell you the only
one second,
the only thing he is thinking of, because he's a sports fisher, the only thing he's thinking of is arriving with his fishing rod and go to the sea. He's heading towards the sea because he can't wait to fish.
Dad used to be a fisherman.
Yes.
So we spoke about him a lot.
I see.
And how we went with him and this and that. I said, the first thing I want to do when I go to Jamaica, go fishing. So you can deal with it.
Well, guys, I appreciate the time you have spent giving us insight on, how you as Jamaicans are living in Italy. Listen, great information, a great conversation, and here is how I typically end. So
I know.
Yeah, Emanuel has watched the video. Scheol has not.
No. So speak to her first.
So I guess I should point it to her, because you are prepared, Emanuel.
Yes, to her first. Go on.
I have to sing. You have to sing.
No, you don't have to sing.
No.
In the most informal way, how do you say goodbye in Italian? And I'm not talking the goodbye, not the formal goodbye. Like when we Jamaicans say, boy, I'm going to catch up on a strong or a little more or whatever the case
Yeah.
is. I want
Goodness.
an informal way of how you all say, you know, catch you later or something like that in Italy.
Allora, a presto tutti. Ci vediamo domani.
Oh, wait, that's a holy. That's a holy.
I don't even know if it is formal. I don't know if it is informal, but
It's
you say
informal. Ci vediamo.
ci vediamo a presto. A
Ci
presto.
vediamo.
Ci vediamo.
Ci
Yeah.
vi
Ci ve
diamo.
diamo. Ci vediamo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a presto.
A presto.
A presto. She says,
Soon.
give me a presto first. A presto.
Soon. See you soon. See you soon.
A presto
A presto,
tutti.
guys.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.